Lesson 6.3 is on finding common denominators, and I'm constantly trying to tell the kids the whole purpose for this is so that we can eventually add and subtract fractions with like denominators, or even just to compare them easier. So my first example is 3/4 and 1/3, and what you want to do is just find a common denominator for them by listing the multiples. So I'm going to list 4, 8, 12, and I'm kind of keeping 3 in my head and trying to see if 3 would fit into any of these, and I noticed that I know I would hit 12 if I'm listing multiples of 3. And so this is my least common denominator, and so I'm going to take my 3/4, and I know I want it to be 12ths, and I ask myself, well, how do I get from fourths to 12ths? Well, I multiply by 3. So if I do it to the bottom for the denominator, I need to do it for the numerator. 3 times 3 is 9. So there's my first fraction. Then I'm going to take 1/3. Again, I want it to be 12ths so that I can compare it easier, add or subtract, any of those good things. How do I get from 3 to 12? Well, I multiply by 4. Do it to the denominator, do it to the numerator. And here are my two fractions that I could easily compare, 9/12ths or 4/12ths. My next example is 1/2 and 2/3. List my multiples for 2. Keeping 3 in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that if I list my multiples for 3, 6 would be a common multiple. So I take my 1/2, I want it to be 6ths. How do I get from 2 to 6? Multiply by 3. Do it to the denominator, do it to the numerator. 1 times 3 is 3. I also teach the kids to notice that 3 is half of 6, 1 is half of 2, to so visually see that. Taking 2/3, I want it to be 6ths. How do I get from 3 to 6? I multiply times 2. Do it to the numerator as well. 2 times 2 is 4, and I now can compare them easily because they're both 6. One more example, 1/2 and 3/5. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, I know that anything that ends with a 5 or a 0. So I have 5 and 10. That will be my common denominator. Again, noticing that this is a half. If I'm trying to have it be tenths, I know that 5 is half of 10. But if they need the visual, 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 5 is 5. 3/5, I want it to be, 3/5. I want it to be tenths. 5 times 2 gives me 10, and 3 times 2 gives me 6. So now I have common denominators. I can compare them, add them, subtract them. We're good to go. Hope this helps.